Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's Top 5 Camps. As ever, I've got some incredible builds to show you, and trust me when I say, right, there is some bangers this time around. Honestly, all of these builds are pretty damn sweet. Now, judge this week is yours truly, so with all that being said, we best crack on, haven't we? In the number 5 spot, we have Reasonable Canadian with the Cozy Bramble Bungalow. Madness, I've got to say, yeah, this is a gorgeous little camp. Exterior-wise, you've killed it. That is a really smart-looking camp, that Madness. Yeah, properly impressive-looking build. Now, I like the overhanging roof pieces. If you've been with channel long enough, you know that's one of my favourite tricks. It's relatively simple to do, and it can add a lot to the appearance of a camp. Another one of my favourite tricks Madness has used is the underpinnings. They require no introduction, do they? Again, if you've been here long enough, you'll know exactly what I'm on about. One thing I do want to ask you, Madness, is what wallpaper have you used on the outside of it? I've never actually seen that. It's like white wooden planks. It's pretty bloody cool, that. I wouldn't mind investing in it myself. Nice. Overall, Madness, exterior-wise, you've nailed it. I like the design of it. I like the decor you've put down. 10 out of 10 from me. Now on to the interior. Wow, this is absolutely phenomenal work. Guys, the level of detail in here, it's up there. This is properly well decorated. I mean, take for example the shelves. They're filled to the brim. They look used. They don't just look like a display item, if you get what I'm saying. Alright, they look spot on them, and it must have taken a while as well to do that. It's not a 2-minute jobby, and the same can be said for Rest at Camp as well, to be honest with you. Everything has its place, everything's extremely well thought out, and personally, I think it's one of the best decorated camps that we had submitted this week. Yeah, 100%. Reasonable Madness, thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the number 5 spot. Absolutely sublime work, this. I love this camp. Okay then, in the number 4 spot we have Brea with the Hobbit House build. What a cosy and interesting little build this is. Definitely unique. That's what I did like about it, just its randomness and how much it stands out. It's a properly cool idea, this. It's built in a very unusual camp location as well, so props to you for that. You don't see many people building in, well, I'm assuming this is some kind of ravine. Not sure if that's the right word, but you get what I'm saying, don't you? It must have been a pain in the arse to put this camp down here, but I think it works really well with the location. You've done a cracking job on that front. Now, the structure itself, granted, it isn't very big, but like I say, the fact that Brea has actually been able to get it in this spot is bloody impressive. Now, I don't know if this is by design or by sheer luck, but all your walls and stuff like that actually clip into the terrain very, very well. There's not many locations that are like that. Yeah, fair play, mate. It's actually worked out well for you, this, hasn't it? I think my favourite part about this whole exterior is, one, believe it or not, the minimal decor, because it fits in with the style of build that Brea is going for. And two, I actually like this covered area here. I like how you've used the toadstool log things. I think that's what they are, as a support. It's actually really clever because it looks natural. It keeps in theme with what Brea is trying to go for. Yeah, I rate this one. I really do rate the exterior on it. Let's take a look at the inside, see what's going on in there. Okay then, not too much. It is quite a small area. Obviously, it's an Hobbit hole, but it looks practical. That is literally the best way I can describe it. Now, it is okay decorated. It's not the best one I've seen in the top 5 ever, but it works, you know, it does the job. For me, it was the exterior and the idea behind this camp that made it stand out. So, yeah, fair play to you, Brea. Thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the number 4 spot. Coming in at number 3, we have Carpenter Maru with the Vanquish build. First things first, right, I want to ask you guys, where is this camp location? I know a lot of windmills in Appalachia, but I don't think I've ever seen that one. Another thing is this camp is huge, right? I don't even think we can call it a camp. It's a settlement. It's a properly chunky build, this one. Now, the reason I'm saying all of this is because Maru has put this down as an adventure mode build, which I'm not saying it isn't, right? But I would like to know where that camp location is. That's the one thing that is that's confusing me at the moment. However, I'm going to trust Maru's word, and I'm going to put it in the top 5. So yeah, let's actually take a look at the build. So yeah, as mentioned, this thing is absolutely massive. It looks more like a bloody full-on settlement than a camp. I love the exterior design of it. It looks very scrappy. It looks very wastelandy. And overall, I think he's done a bloody awesome job with it. I like the use of all the different building materials. I think that really adds to the ramshackled effect to the thing. Yeah, Maru, from what I can see on the outside of it, because it is very dark, you've done a cracking job with it. Where is that bloody location? It's annoying me now. Onto your interior, and I'm not expecting much because, you know, it is quite a big build. The budget's probably screaming at you already. But it actually looks like you've done an half-decent job of filling it up. Like I say, I'm not expecting bloody miracles in here. There's only so much you can do. In fact, if it was filled to the brim, I'd be saying this is a custom worlds build. But yeah, it's nice to see that you've actually managed to get some decor in. Overall, Maru, fantastic job with this. Like I say, I do hope it's an adventure mode build, and I would really like it if you told me where this camp location is. I do have a rough idea now, actually, but yeah, let me know in the comments. Thank you very much for entering this week, my friend. Congratulations on the number 3 spot. Really solid job on this camp. I did like it, mate. Okay, then, the number 2 spot. Right, I struggled with this. In fact, a lot of you are probably going to say I've got these two mixed around. However, right, I've got to take into account the complexity of something, not just how cool it is. And both of them are rather complex, and both of them are very cool in their own way. Anyhow, sorry for blabbing on. This week's number 2 spot is Shameless Trouble with the R2-D2 camp. I love it. I love it. This was an early number 1. It is so good. And Shameless, I am definitely going to be copying this build off you. I don't care. It is absolutely awesome. Now, in terms of complexity, yes, it is rather difficult. That's basically one big giant UFO camp in the middle there, just extended. So there has been a lot of trickery used to make this. Even getting that bloody greenhouse dome on top of stuff can be a kick in the penis. So let me tell you, I've tried it many times and it's always gone tits up. I think we can all agree though, right? Complexity aside, building methods aside, the best thing about this is the fact it's R2-D2. That is literally it. It's just so mint. I love it. Now, the one thing that did let this down for me is the interior decor on it. You can enter R2-D2 through his arsehole here, which is nice. You do have a camp space in it. It is functional. However, I think you could have done a lot more with it. But again, it's R2-D2. It looks cool. The actual functionality is secondary, in my opinion, in this case. Shameless, fantastic work with this. I've also just seen that this is inspired by Kicking Wing 69 as well, so whoever you are, yeah, great job on this. Thank you very much for entering this week's Shameless. Congratulations on the number 2 spot. One of my favourite camps I've ever seen this, but I'm a Star Wars nerd, what can I say? Alright then, so now we come to the number 1 spot. And who do you think's got it this week? Well, I'm not going to keep you waiting for any longer. This week's winner is Payu with the amazing maze build. And I don't really need to say much, do I? This thing is absolutely incredible, and it's very, very technical as well. I'm blown away by this. Now, I have seen it before. Payu actually very kindly built this for my 1-year anniversary of doing the top 5, which, while we're on the subject, was actually incredible when I saw that. So yeah, thank you to everybody who took part in it. Like I say though, yeah, even though I have seen this before, it still blows my mind every time I look at it. I mean, guys, it actually looks like a proper maze, doesn't it? And I guarantee that it'll actually function like one as well. This is unbelievable work, Payu. You truly are a master of the Wavy Willards wall pieces. I just don't understand how you get everything so neat and symmetrical. I mean, guys, that's pretty much a perfect circle. It is absolutely mind-blowing, the technicality of this build. You know what, Payu? If you've still got this, I wouldn't mind popping round on a stream and actually having a go at it. Let me know if you've still got this one built, bud. Payu, I wish I could say more about this, but it speaks for itself, and it's amazing, isn't it? There's not much more I can I can actually go on about. This isn't just a camp, in my opinion. It's a work of art. And Payu, thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the number 1 spot. More than well deserved, pal. And that, ladies and gents, covers this week's top 5. However, don't go anywhere yet. We still have the honourable mentions to look at. And let me tell you, right, these 2 mentions are both very clean and very well constructed. Much like this Fallout keyboard from Ducky. I'm sorry, that was a terrible transition. However, I'm still getting used to doing all of this, so here goes. Yes, thanks to Overclockers UK and Pro Gamers Group, I have managed to get myself one of these fantastic looking Fallout keyboards. This thing is incredible, guys. Now, I'll be the first one to admit I don't play games on computer much anymore, but I am really impressed with this keyboard. Just the build quality of it feels like a proper product. There's weight to it. It doesn't feel cheap or plasticky. It feels properly solid, let me tell you. Now, on my keyboard, I went for the quickest switches you could get. I know that's not for everybody, but I like the mechanical feel behind it. Fortunately, you can choose what you want to go with when you're purchasing this keyboard, so there is something for everybody. The customization doesn't end there, though. When your keyboard turns up, you will actually get different keys which you can switch out on the keyboard. So, for example, I put the Vault-Tec spacebar on. It's up to you whether you do that, but the option is there. Like I say, guys, really good quality keyboard. It comes with stickers as well. That's what every bloke needs. You'll know what I'm on about if you're into your cars especially. But yeah, top quality item. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go and get yourself one. Although I am led to believe these are limited edition, so if you do want to get one, hurry the bloody hell up. Oh, and did I mention the RGB lighting? Yeah, this thing's a beast. Anyhow, back to the honourable mentions for those of you who haven't clicked off the video. I know a lot of you aren't fans of product promotion like that, but a guy's got to make a living, hasn't he? Right then, so our first honourable mention this week goes to Wolfie Material with the Botanical Garden build. See what I mean? Clean, well made. You get what I'm saying, don't you? Now, the thing I did like about this was just how simple it is as well. In terms of a structure, there's not actually too much to it, but just the way it's laid out, the way it's decorated, this place is absolutely beautiful. I love it. I think it's a really gorgeous looking camp. Wolfie Material, thank you very much for entering this week. Beautiful job with this. Seriously, gorgeous looking build. Okay then, so for our second and final honourable mention, we have Only Sa with the Elegance Modern Camp build. This thing is stunning from the exterior. I love what you've done with it. It's quite a unique design. I'm seeing a load of mad little shapes going on where you've put a bit of building wizardry into it. And like I say, mate, personally, the exterior of this thing, I think it looks bloody bob on. You have done a fantastic job with it. I did like the interior. It was very well decorated, but I think the camp is just a little bit too big. Now, that's just my opinion. It doesn't really matter much. I just feel if the camp was a little bit smaller and there was a little bit more decor in it, it'd look a lot more lived in, I think the word is. But regardless, beautiful job anyway. Always Sight, thank you very much for entering this week. Congratulations on the honourable mention. And guys, that wraps it up. Thank you all for watching. And thank you to each and every single one of you that submitted this week. You all did a fantastic job, and it is getting more difficult, especially now we've dropped back down to 5 camp spots rather than the 10 we were doing. As ever, I'd like to say a massive thank you to all my channel members and Patreons. As much as I'd love to put all your names at the end, we've still got a lot of you guys. So yeah, I genuinely don't know how to edit a rolling scroll thing into my videos. Professional through and through. Anyhow, as we say in the north, I love you and leave you, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have fun, everybody.